up is the key. Some people may get a person. Some people may get a person on the phone and say yeah, and then when the person don't call them back in 2 or 3 days, they like, oh, they don't want to sell. No, man, you got to follow up with them because people have stuff going on, man.
Yeah.
Everybody, not everybody just sitting around the house chilling. People got stuff going on, so you just got to keep hitting them, hitting them, hitting them until they say, "Look, stop calling me." Shoot, man. Welcome, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in to my channel. It's your boy, Mr. Transaction Engineer. Our mission statement is to set you financially free through creative real estate strategies. We have two of our masterclass, subject to masterclass students. We got a couple of more that's not in, but guys, that's one good thing about it. We record every class, so if you can't make it, we'll send it to you. So, guys, we were just talking to Brandon. Um, Congratulations, Brandon. What is this, week 3?
Um,
Went to week 3.
yeah, well, I don't know about week. Well, we've been a little over 2 weeks, so
Week 3 or 4?
This will be our third class. So
yeah, third. Okay. Yeah, so class 3.
yeah.
We're in the third class, guys, of the master class. Today we're going to be going through the seller documents. But I'm excited for Brandon, guys. Brandon, so this is the third class, and Brandon, he got him one under contract. Do you got a contract signed, Brandon?
Yeah. Sorry, the attorney.
Already at the attorney office. Tell us a little bit about your deal, Brandon. Like, just tell us the detail, like about the house first. How nice the house is. Cause that house is nice, man.
Yeah, it's real nice. It's 5,700 square foot. Yes, 6.6 acres, swimming pool, 3-car detached garage.
Man,
it's real nice.
Hey, man, let me move in that one, man.
just been remodeled in 2017 too.
Just remodeled 2017.
Yeah, all that pool, the 3-car garage, all that stuff was done 17.
Wow. And so this deal here, guys, it was pre-foreclosure deal. Brandon got it on. Where'd you find this on auction.com?
Yeah.
Found it on auction.com, guys, and just went hard on it. What made you go on this one hard? Did you pull it up first and see how it looked?
No, I looked on auction.com. There's about 7. I sent a text out, and he's the only one that actually replied. Yes. He said, when I texted him if he wanted to sell, he said, of course. And then I got one guy said, no, or he already had sold it. And then some people didn't reply, and then I had some said wrong numbers. So I just went after him. So
he was a low-hanging fruit, guys. He said yes.
Yeah, he said yeah. He said yes. I went after him.
How long it took you to get him? Once he said yes.
I got him the next day. When he said yes, I called him right away, and he didn't answer. So I hit him up the next morning. He picked up.
And then how many times you had to follow up with him until you got it on the contract?
It was twice last Thursday. Then Friday, I called him twice on Friday. Man, talked to him Monday. And I was texting back and forth, throughout the day too. So it's actually phone calls every day pretty much.
Yeah. That's good, man. You was resilient and persistent on this. Now you're on the contract. When that title come back, do they have any HOA? Or it's by itself?
No, it does. It's a $400 a year, so it's not that bad.
Wow, that's sweet. And the guy, so it has equity in it. The guy, what did he refinance at 80 or 85%?
80%.
So he already refinanced, guys. Pulled his money out. That's an option too, guys. Everybody don't have to be behind on their payment. They got a house, just say free and clear. They need some money now. Tell them to refinance, pull the money out, and you'll take it over subject to. They got their money. You got a house. So that's a beauty, man. So you don't know what you're gonna do with it when you get it yet. Maybe move in or sell it.
Yeah, one of the two. we're
How
still
much?
thinking about it.
How much is it worth?
It appraised last year when he refined at 618. So
Shoot.
he owes 485.
Whoa. Congratulations, man. Yeah, man. For your first, this is your first subject too.
Yeah.
Wow. Hey, man. Congratulations, man.
Yep. Thank
It
you.
work if you work, right?
Yep.
Gotta work it, man. Congratulations, guys. So we're gonna get into these to the seller documents. Let me share my screen. Yeah. Ozzy, how you doing?
Good, good.
So guys, when you go to the homeowner house, you can have all the documents signed there, or you can just have a couple of them signed. Different in different states. Search your foreclosure. You can have all the documents signed at one time, or you could just have the contract signed and the authorization signed. So it's totally
Okay.
up to you, and then have the remaining documents signed at closing, or you can do it all at once when you meet with the seller.
So I haven't met with him. I just sent a DocuSign. So do I need to wait and just do it at closing, an attorney, do all the rest of the docs, or do I just send those DocuSign as well? Go ahead and get those done.
It doesn't matter if you wait till close and just have the attorney make it part of the closing documents.
Okay, so just fill everything out and then email it over to them.
Yep.
Okay.
Can y'all see my screen?
Yeah, I see.
Okay, guys. So this is the purchase and sale agreement for our subject to. Now I'm not going to go through each document word for word. We're just going to go through it briefly. So, of course, you'll come in here and put today's date, seller name, and everyone that is on the title, guys. Everybody that is on that title needs to sign all the closing documents. If you have one without the other, you don't have a valid purchase agreement. So whoever's on that title, that's who need to sign the agreement. And you can just go onto your local, your county website and put in the address and find out, who's on the title. If you have it, if you have PropStream or any system like that, you can pull it up, see who name is on the title. Now, of course, you'll put your name here as far as the buyer. Now, not your name. We buy all of our properties in the land trust. So I recommend you guys purchase your properties the same way. That's the best way to go. You got to protect your assets. Assets. That's what it's for. You got to protect your assets. So, for example, guys, and what a trust is, guys, just asset protection to protect your house. Anything happens, anybody try to sue you or anything like that, they won't even know you have any properties. They put your name in the system. It look like you don't own anything. If you're setting up in a trust, say in Main Street, 123 Main Street, residential trust, J. Loving as trustee. And a land trust is simple to set up, guys. It's only about 2 documents, which is your warranty deed to trustee and your declaration of trust, which show who owns the property. And if you got the course, guys, it's inside of your course at the bottom. We got all the land trust documents inside of that. Land trust, guys, is very important. Why? I'm going to give you a perfect example. I got a cousin. He had business failure, and he was sued for $150,000, right? So now he bought a house back in, I think it was 2013 in Swanee, Georgia. It's a real nice area, Georgia, for like 300,000. So the market is up, right? The market is up to about $500,000. His house is worth 500,000. He owe about 350 on it or something like that in the threes. If he didn't have this $150,000 judgment against his house, he would be able to refinance. If he had that house in the land trust, because he got sued in his business for $150,000, they attached it to the property. So now he can't refinance and pull that money out. He could have refinanced if it was in the land trust, or if it was even in his corporation. Well, if it was in that corporation, he got sued, then they could have still got the house. But that's why I like land trust better, because every trust is different. It's individually owned. So, but he had in a land trust, guys, they could not put that $150,000 lien against him. He would have been able to put that in his pocket, man, and take care of his family, keep moving. Now, he's, hey, man, in a bad situation. So protect your asset, guys. Do not own any properties in your name, period. You're sitting duck if anything happened to you. I promise you. And they said everybody's going to get sued at least once in their lifetime. These days, it may be twice, because there people sue happy like crazy. So you come down here, guys, put your property address in, legal description, personal property. This is just in case, like, they're going to give you a sofa or surround sound system. Like, it's all kind of stuff, being these properties. Cars, people have cars, boats, motorcycles. So if they're going to give you that, just write it in right here. Personal property. Earnest money, guys, about 10 to $100, no more than that. And you can just write on the agreement, will be held by a closing attorney. That way you got proof that, it's legally on the contract. So send your closing attorney $100 or $10, whatever you put on this contract. Now, existing loans and liens, guys, whatever you can see that's on the title. So if you're taking a property over subject to, you have a mortgage on there, mortgage loan or loans. Some property have 2 mortgages, some 3. Any liens that's attached to the property. It could be a HOA lien, a mechanics lien, any kind of lien that's attached to the property. You're taking over all their problems. So you're taking on everything. Now, it's not going on your credit. So keep that in mind. So you're taking over the responsibility of making the payments. You'll put that in here. Now, I'm sorry, cash the seller at closing. Make sure, if you're going to give them some money, make sure you write that right here. You're going to give them $100 or $1,000. It just depends. If they have equity, just say if a seller has 40,000 in equity, we agree to give him 10,000, right? Well, we're going to try to get in as lightly as possible, especially if we have to make up some back payments. So we'll say, okay, Mr. Seller, well, we'll give you 1,000 up front or 2,000 up front, and the rest in the back end when we sell the house, sometimes in the near future. Don't set a date. You don't want to make promises you can't keep, because you don't know when the house may sell. But we'll tell you, Mr. Seller, when it does sell, you got 8,000 coming. So we want to get in as lightly as possible. Now, if they need moving money to go to another property, then you're gonna have to give them some money to move. So it may be more than 10. They may need 5 to get out of the house. So just everything's negotiable. And you'll add all that up here and put total purchase price. Come down here, you put the mortgage arrears amount if they are behind. If they're not behind on their payments, just put NA. Now, right here, guys, just say if you're gonna give the seller $5,000, say you're gonna give the seller $5,000. You're gonna give the seller $5,000, right? If they're living in the property, if they're now right here we have now you can edit these documents, but we're gonna give the seller 5,000, and it's gonna be paid at closing. The only time you will pay it the whole full price, give them all the money, is when they're already when they are already out of the house. They're not living in the property anymore. If they're still living in the property, hold some money in escrow, because sometimes people will try to drag their feet. So if you got to give them $5,000, hold 2,000 in escrow until they move out the property, and then have the attorney or the title company give them that check out of escrow. And we have an agreement too, guys, that you'll have them sign at closing. So we got an agreement for that. You have them to sign at closing if they're still in the property, and then after a certain amount of days, you can start subtracting $50 to $100 or whatever amount you want to start subtracting per day out of their money in escrow. So just like Dave, shout out to Dave, one of our masterclass students. He had $8,000. He had to get a seller $8,000, right? But he only gave her, let's see, $8,000. He left 2,000 in escrow, and he ended up getting the 2,000 because the lady didn't move out in time. And then you come down here and just put the existing loans that you're gonna take over subject to, and all that good verbiage. Time of closing. Also, guys, the CYA letter. You want to make sure you get this document signed. This is very important. You can get it signed at the property, or you can get it signed at closing, but make sure you have it signed. And this right here pretty much covers you with everything. Everything you could think of, we got it in here. Sale is final, not a loan. Agreement may be a sign. Some people assign their subject to. I don't like to, because I love to get paid three ways: from the cash flow, from the down payment, and the equity in the back end. Come down here, buyer entitled to make a profit. You're advised to talk with a attorney before you sign this agreement. So we got all the good stuff inside of here. You're not under the influence. I hope not. I hope you're not, Mr. Seller. Guys, you got any questions so far?
No, I'm good.
Guys, if you got any questions, put them in the chat and we will answer. Okay. Authorization. Let's get through these docs real quick. So, authorization form, guys. This is a generic form right here. Now, if it's a big bank, Wells Fargo, Chase, usually they have their own third-party authorization. Now, some banks call them third-party authorization form, authorization to release. They're all the same. So Google the bank, see if they got a third-party authorization. If they do, great. Print that one out and have the seller sign that one, because the banks that do have their own authorization form, they're going to want their form, not nobody else's form. So Make sure you check that. That can save you some days. If you send in a generic one and they only take their standard form, then you got to get that signed out. I mean, you got to get that filled back out, signed by the seller, send it back to the mortgage company, and it'll take about 48 hours. Once you send it in, before it uploads into the system. But if you're in an emergency situation, like you got a close sale date, if it's a pre-foreclosure situation, you got a close foreclosure sale date, then you could just have the seller call the bank on the phone on the three-way. You can have them call the attorney office while you're on the three-way, and just to give you some numbers verbally, and then you can order your reinstatement letter and your payoff while you're on the phone with the seller. So if you got to get right down to business, y'all can call on the three-way, and they can authorize you to talk, and you can ask all your questions that you need to ask pertaining to the property. Any question, guys?
Not yet.
Now we got the power attorney. A nice solid power attorney form. My attorney actually put this one together. I love it. It's pretty solid. With this power attorney, you can sign on anything on the seller behalf, like pertaining to the property. So this power attorney allows you to sign in the seller behalf anything pertaining to the property, to that property, to the mortgage, all that good stuff. Make sure you have this signed, guys, and notarized. That's a
At
very
the top there, where it said the county, what county are you supposed to put in? Is it the county where the property is at, or the county where you live, or what?
The county where the property is.
Okay.
That was a power attorney. Escrow letter. Escrow letter, guys. I'll pull it up real quick. You have this signed, and then when you're selling the property, you send this in. Whenever you get ready to totally cash out, let's just make sure you get the money and everything paid off. All the debts, everything pertaining to the property is paid off. Management letter. This is important. Once you take your property over subject to, you want to make sure you have this management letter signed, guys, at closing. Because once you take it over subject to, right, you want to change all the mail that's coming to the house. You want to change it where it's coming to your office. It's your house now. You need to be the one getting all the mail pertaining to the property. So you have them sign this at closing. Put your company information here, the new address where the mail will go to. Have that signed, and then you send that in after closing. Have all the mail directed to your P.O. box or whatever address you're using. That way you can be informed of your property and what's going on with it. Yep. Let me see if we got any question, guys. And then we're gonna get back to class. Let's see. Jerome, how you doing? Say, hey, good times. How you doing? Hey, Ada, once we pay for your course, how much do we need to spend on marketing in California market to find a deal? Marketing, it just depends on your form of marketing. I mean, Brandon, what you spend on that deal you got?
I mean, only thing I really spent money on was like prop stream, and I started the Freedom Soft site. I found a deal on auction.com, so that didn't cost me anything really. And I used prop stream to skip trace, get the guy's number. So it wasn't much, maybe $100 or so.
Yeah, look at this, man. This highway robbery, guys. No, man, you find a $600,000 house off a doggone $100 investment. Well, plus your cost for the master class. But hey,
Yeah.
it's worth it, man. Look at that big boy you got.
Oh yeah.
Man, that pool. I'm
Made like
just
a
thinking
50
about
times return on that one.
man, I'm just thinking about that pool, man. That pool is nice. Like it's not a normal size pool. It looks a little bigger than the average. Have y'all been back out there to the house?
Nah, we went out there Sunday. I haven't been back yet.
Have you took the kids out?
I took my oldest one, not the young one.
What they say? What they say,
Oh
Brad?
yeah. Oh yeah. He will like it. He's ready to move in. He's picking out his room.
Yeah, man. Shoot, man. I'm telling you, man. That's how you can buy them, man. I done bought so many houses that I lived in subject to. I've been to the bank one time in 16 years and put my name on the loan. Man, I just see one because it's the beauty of it, guys. You don't have to go to the bank and say, "Hey, Mr. Banker, can I buy this house?" You don't have to turn in no W-2s, tax returns, pay stubs, none of that stuff, man. If you can afford to pay the payments, the house is yours. You can live in it. You can put your mom in there, whoever you want to put in there. So that's the beauty of this, man. And you can become financially free once you get enough of them with the cash flow. So I would say good times, man. It just depends on you, man. You can get a list, and if you dedicated, man, you go hard at it. You can go on your county, your local county paper, and look in the legal section, and click on foreclosures, and you can find all the leads you want right there. So, man, it depends on you. It don't have to cost you no money. Now you do got to get them skip trace, but you can use like being verified. What's the other one? True People Search. That's free, and they pretty accurate too. True People Search. Being verified. Lead Sherpa. I like
White page.
white pages. So I mean, it depends on you how bad you want it, for real. Because everybody, the people who come through the master class, most people getting these properties under contract between 2 and 4 classes, man. 2 and 4 classes is the average. People, mm, mm, mm. And I think it helps out a lot being taught through it. Because it's one thing to get a course, but then to be able to get help through it is a different thing too.
I'm glad you said that, brother Eddie, because that's something that I didn't even think about. That I didn't even think about when I talk to my sellers. You know, like calling. I mean, not even calling, but emailing you, contacting you guys for some type of, for some type of coaching, some type of walkthrough. You know what I mean? I have to remember
Yeah.
to utilize my
You know we're here
resource
for
on
you,
that.
man. Brandon. Oh, let me see, guys. Let's get through these questions. So it'll get what happened if the bank doesn't accept your POA letter after closing to the term? So Kavina said, what happens if the bank doesn't accept your POA letter after closing with an attorney? Well, I mean, you got the deed, then you show them the deed. Well, look, let me show you who really owns this property. Now they gonna talk to you then, because you the boss. So either way it goes, show them the deed if you have to. But usually, a power attorney, you really don't even need that, really, unless you're trying to sign some documents on their behalf, like if you're doing a short sale or a modification or something, and they give you permission. Or I don't know, you really don't need it, man, honestly. But that's just to have in your toolbox, just in case you need it for something. As long as you're making the payments and stuff, you don't even need it. Question: when placing a property in a land trust, designated beneficiary handles everything, correct? Yes, the beneficiary. The beneficiary is the owner of the land trust, guys. The beneficiary. Now you can put it as you can make your company the trustee and you be the beneficiary. It's just adding layers, or you can make somebody else be a trustee. As long as they're over 18, you can have a person over 18 be your trustee, and you the beneficiary. So you can switch it up. It just depends on you how you want to do it. But yes, the beneficiary is the owner of the land trust, and we got documents inside of our course too. Where y'all got to the land trust section yet?
I'm working on them, getting filled out right now. I worked on them this morning.
I know there's a lot of stuff in there, guys, but we try to do everything, man. And I'm getting ready to put some more stuff in there. how to list your property on Craigslist and Zillow. Y'all think that'll be helpful?
No,
Yeah.
Okay. So we're gonna add those. Yeah, guys, if you got any properties out there, man, please put them in the land trust. And just email us. The first 3 people, I have my sister send you the trust agreements over just for free. So email us at info@mrtransactionengineer.com. Protect your assets, man. Don't be like my cousin, man. He got $150,000 lien. He can't even refinance now, and he needs the money back. Man, that's not a good day, man. Hey, Jonelle, my auntie. No, you won't need the POA to sell the property. I mean, you're the owner of the property, so as long as you have a deed, you're the owner. You don't need a POA. Just sign all the closing documents when you're selling it. It's sold. The bank get their money, you get your money. Keep it moving. Yep. So, guys, thank you guys for tuning in. Me and the fellas got to get back to work in our class, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. Your boy, Mr. Transaction Engineer. We'll see you guys at the top. Peace.